Why don't you, as a white person, have health care? Why don't you have universal health care?
Wait, I got the video for that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna share this video because this is a perfect example how legislation and laws that we've had passed in this country that were meant to target Black people actually ended up hurting poor working class white people as well. So I'm gonna share this video. And this is actually Tom Hartman from back in the day, back when Tom used to be based. And Tom's not that way anymore, I know. But listen to this. Everybody need to hear this.
White people, watch this video, and I'll be right back.
He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro, in which he lays out all the numbers, and then he concludes that if we simply avoided allowing Black people to have any access to health care, that within 2 or 3 generations, the whole race would die out, and that would solve the race problem in America. When Teddy Roosevelt, 1912, proposed a national healthcare system, people said no because Black people will get it. When Franklin Roosevelt proposed a national healthcare system, it was the same thing. We don't want Black people to get it. When Truman tried it in 1947, same thing. Don't want Black people to get it. We have to figure out a way to keep Black people from using Medicare. And the way that they came up with was to have a 20% hole, a gap in Medicare, so that you had to pay 20% of your doctor's bill and your hospital bill, and that would discourage poor Black people from showing up at the hospitals. Nearly 100% of the reason why the United States is the only country in the world that doesn't define healthcare as a right is because of racism. He published a book called Race, Tendencies, and Traits of the American Negro.
How many times do I have to say this? Racism is a detriment to you white folks, poor white folks especially. Because of racism, you poor white folks can't even get good health care because they thought if they could deny health care to Black people that we would have been eradicated a long time ago. But hey, we still here and they have not changed the rules. How crazy is that? Even with Social Security, you have to pay 20% because of racism. We keep telling you, BIPOC keep telling you, Black people keep telling you, it is not us that makes your life suck. It is those racist politicians and their racist legislation that they think that's going to harm us, but harms you at the same time. And they don't care if it harms you. They don't give a shit. And then you continue to vote against your own interest. All because a bunch of rich white people told y'all to hate Black people because Black people are doing stuff to you as a whole. And we're not. Because we don't control shit. We don't control the healthcare system. We don't control Social Security. We don't control your wages. We don't control shit. But they continue to tell you that it's us. So you turn your focus on us and harass the shit out of us for no fucking reason. When we have no power to affect your life as a whole community.
And people excuse, and she mentioned how they get poor white people to vote against their own interests. Meanwhile, people are excusing that. And then they blame Dr. West. They blame RBN. We need to soften our language so the white people don't vote against their interest. We advocate for universal health care, ending the wars. We advocate for the strengthening of the working class. Meanwhile, you guys want us to coddle white people because we may hurt their feelings, which will make them betray us. So how is it our fault?
I hope I hurt your fucking feelings.
How is it our fault that if we hurt their feelings, they betray our movement? That's our question.
Who are we really talking about is the question. And this is something when I was looking through this in my notes, this is one of my questions. Who are we really talking about? Because are we talking about tailoring a message to make racist Trump supporters feel okay to team up with Dr. Cornel West? Because if that's what we're talking about, I'm out on that. But if we're talking about simply tailoring a message, a campaign message, let me be specific, a campaign message that's centered around economics, we can do that. That does not preclude you from talking about race as a person, if that's what you want to talk about, especially if it's affecting you.
Some of these comments, people saying, they're saying race doesn't matter when you're rich. Somebody said the police know better than pull over Beyonce. That isn't true at all. Black celebrities get harassed a lot, by the police, by regular people, racist people, threatening their lives. Like, it doesn't matter. If you are Black and you're not tap dancing for them, then you are a threat. You should be shut down. You should not have a fucking platform. It doesn't matter if you are somebody that's a podcaster, Beyonce, Jay-Z, whatever the fuck it may be. If you're not tap dancing for them, then they want you gone.
His name, Stephen A. Smith. Didn't Stephen A. Smith talk about his experience when he was getting pulled over by the police?
Man,
and if you watch ESPN, you watch sports, you know who Stephen A. Smith was. Like, Will Smith talked about that experience, still getting pulled over as a celebrity. So yeah, don't think that just because someone is famous that they're not going to get pulled over.
That puts a bigger target on your back. It literally puts a bigger target on your back. People know where you, they get obsessed with you. They know where you at. They know where you're going. They might even if you didn't break the law, they might just want to talk to you. And even though, you know, they might not feel intent or ill intent, we are contemplating Capital One. Every time I get pulled over by the police, I am contemplating Capital One. I am contemplating my murder. I'm calling my mama and calling my kids, letting them know, hey, this might be it. They might shoot my black ass today. I got my gun on me. I don't know what's going to happen. So let's see what's going to happen. But do you got a gun in the car store? Yeah, it's in the glove department. And man, come on, man. Bullshit.